He may be soft-spoken, but he runs one of the Piedmont's largest companies, and it is about to get a lot bigger.
Tonight's Newsmaker has only been in the Piedmont Triad a couple of years, but he has lived the world over. Born to British parents in Zanzibar off the coast of East Africa, Richard Kendall spent many of his growing up years in the UK, where he attended Oxford University and served in the Royal Navy. Today in Greensboro, he's about to take his company to new heights, literally. When you look through the chain link fence and across the Piedmont Triad International Airport's main runway, the large complex of buildings is hard to miss. From the air, it looks even bigger. What happens down there puts bread on the tables of 1,400 employees. Inside, you'll see some pretty big airplanes in various stages of work.
And so we've got employees here who are checking for any so irregularity or corrosion around the engine.
Richard Kendall is the Chief Executive Officer of Haeco Americas. Hako is an acronym for Hong Kong Aircraft Engineering Company, which reflects the company's Southeast Asian roots, but whose United States operations are headquartered right here in Greensboro. Just roll off some of the places around the world where you lived.
I've lived in New Zealand, in Papua New Guinea, twice in Australia. Japan, I had 3 years in Japan, and I've also lived in San Francisco.
All that time he was working for Swire, an international conglomerate based in London that's also Haeco's parent company. Here in Greensboro, highly trained, licensed mechanics and technicians service, repair, upgrade, and do required maintenance checks on primarily narrow-bodied aircraft for some of the major passenger airlines.
And also the U.S. Air Force, yes, we have a sizable contract to overhaul their KC-10 in-flight refueling tanker fleet.
Probably a little more technical operate than getting an oil change on your car.
It's a similar concept, but I would say it's a lot more technical. And given the fact that these machines are flying several hundred people up in the air, I mean, there's obviously a significant focus on airworthiness.
Locally, Hako also operates what it calls a cabin solutions division. In this building it recently bought in High Point, and in this facility in Wahlberg in Davidson County, 700 workers design and build things you'll find in an airplane's interior. In addition to the seating you see here, these facilities produce galleys, partitions, lavatories, and storage areas. But it's this 250,000 square foot, $69 million building at the airport that represents one of the company's largest local expansions to date. When complete, this hangar will enable Hako to maintain, repair, and overhaul the new generation of wide-bodied passenger aircraft, like the Boeing 777X and the Airbus 330.
We could easily get 2 of the very largest aircraft in there, plus 3 or 4 more.
How many new jobs do you think the new hangar will produce locally?
We expect to increase our workforce by about 400 or 500 people.
That is, if the company can find people who are qualified to work on the planes. In recent years, it's been one of Haeco's biggest challenges. It's why it's been aggressive in working with and recruiting within Guilford Technical Community College's aviation program, supporting the aviation program at Andrews High School in High Point, and sponsoring the annual Hako Invitational High School basketball tournament in hopes of getting teenagers interested in aviation jobs. Can they get all the training they need here locally to eventually come and work for you?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Most of the skills can actually be learned, and there's certainly capability within our organization and in the colleges to teach those skills.
Kendall says 2 years is a good ballpark amount of time to get trained and fully licensed to work on aircraft of these types. The company hopes to open that new hangar after the first of the year and then gradually build up the workforce in it. If you're interested in getting certified and applying, just go to the Career Opportunities section of the Haeco America's website. You can take the link to it from this story on our website, myfox8.com. And by the way, the 2017 Haeco Invitational High School basketball tournament gets underway the day after Christmas and runs through the 28th at the Greensboro Coliseum Special Events Center.